Hello and welcome to another edition of Motor Capital. That was weird earlier. I don't know what language that was. Gas prices are good. It's gone. I think I've seen it as low as $2.75, but that's at Michigan Avenue in Greenfield. All right, some urban planning. Fairlane Gardens is near Greenfield and Hubbard. And they tore down this building here. They planted some grass and put down some hay. But they kept a couple of trees here. But this property is ready for a new building or a new era. I'm not sure what's going to happen. It's not far from the Capri Italian Bakery and a local watering hole there. 3 nicks. But that's Greenfield with the big power lines. But I'm going to bop around a little bit, show a few different things. I had a friend, a bar owner here that's on West Sworn and near Central. This is in Detroit, but just across the Dearborn border. And the bar owner called and said they had a new mural put up. And he said I should check it out. So this is in tribute to Marcus Belgrave. So sure enough. But they have good blues music, and I'll probably be by there in the wintertime or whatever when things get a little slow or it's hard to walk outside because it's freezing cold. But, yeah, I'll do more of the indoor things, so... Here's the front of the building. Brooksy's Bar and Grill is the name it goes by. They have 2 addresses. I don't know how they pull that one off or how the postman deals with. This is his dad who started the bar. I guess the bar was established in 2002 and they serve Michelob Ultra. It's only worth it if you enjoy it. All right, but then I noticed this just across the street. So... Dearborn residents, certainly in the Fortson area, can take advantage of this for sure. The Joe Louis Greenway. And I had heard about this. There had been media reports, and they were going to lengthen the Greenway. Here they're still doing some work on the building. The park is not yet complete, or the Greenway is not yet complete, but they got some playground equipment. One Detroit, wow. Different people getting together and getting along. Boy, oh boy. If we could just get that going in the Middle East, huh? Wouldn't that be something? Yowie Kazowie. That's a mess. But look at this nice playground. And I was thinking, look at that slide. Ooh. That looks like a fun one. We didn't have that like when I was a kid years ago. But, yeah, nice fresh sidewalks. These are the emergency things, the blue light things. So all you have to do is run up there and press a red button. It's as easy as that. So that's always a nice touch in this day and age. You need that kind of security or peace of mind kind of thing. Yeah, they still got some landscaping here to go. And they got a big rope. Guess you can walk across that. Or no, that would be a swing, I guess. You could walk across it. Yeah, I'm going to take a closer look here. A miniature slide. I could do that one. It's easy enough. So if you like climbing around, you can do all that. Oh, yeah, I'm going to walk this bridge. Careful, steady, steady. Easy, easy, balance, balance. Ooh. I made it to the other side. Yeah, this is like a jungle gym all over the place. Watch your step, and for heaven's sakes, be careful. But yeah, you got to climb up there somehow to get to the slide. And then whee! And then you end up, hopefully, you come through the tunnel. You come through darkness into light. Oh, it looks like they have a few peepholes up there anyways to allow some light. All right, you are here. Yeah, this kind of explains it all. This might go all the way down by the river when it's all said and done. We'll have to see, but we're going to have a bridge update later in the show, and they're doing the whole thing with the cycling, too. That's pretty exciting what's going to happen there. This is an abandoned rail line. I did not know this. I thought this was still active. So maybe they'll run the bike path down here at one time and just follow the train tracks for a little bit or something. But this is like the overpass over Warren. So that's looking eastbound. That's looking westbound. So, yeah, nice park. Joe Louis Greenway. And so here, Dearborn's in the pink, Detroit's in the yellow. I'm right there at the border. Hoo-wee, that's touch and go when you're at the border of, like, Detroit. Wow. Ooh, dangerous. Yeah, back in the day when I was growing up, yeah. It seemed with a lot of people Detroit was off limits because it was so dangerous. But now it's hip. Yes, indeedy. All right, well, there's Santa Claus, so 'tis the season. We're into December already. But my eye caught this mural, and I said, I want to take a closer look. And look how well done this is. The vibrant colors. And then I talked to the owner of the business here that has this side of the building, and he said younger students did the lower part of this. So neighborhood kids added their touches on the bottom. But he mentioned with art, there's always like a story behind it. So it goes like from tanks, like war, like we have in the Middle East now and all that. Then you have a little sun action. People smoke the peace pipe or get around the campfire and figure things out. And then on the other side, automobiles. So that's kind of like an homage to Detroit. From tanks to cars, doing something at least productive. Yeah, what's happening in the Middle East is not productive at all. Like, all the buildings are just getting bombed. Any building 1 story or higher is just getting bombed and flattened. And a lot of people are dying in the process, which is not good. Some say estimates are upwards of 15 or 16,000. And a lot of Israeli people died in an attack back in October. But then there's so much history behind that. You got the settlements in the West Bank doing all that stuff, which they're not supposed to do. And there were some other issues. You know, they've been tit for tat going at each other. Oh, here's the owner.
This is all kids right here.
Local kids.
Local kids, yep, from the community.
Oh.
Yeah.
How fun. I like that.
Yep.
Hey y'all, it's Luke Prime. Would my family and I ever consider doing a reality TV show? Find out here tomorrow at 2 o'clock.
Yeah, here's another mural just down the street. And I like to say art is everywhere. And it does kind of help things out. This one might have kind of a war theme going on here. I don't know Arabic, but yeah, I don't know if that's a jihad type thing or how that works. But yeah, we need to get along kind of a thing. Maybe I can be the man in the middle or something and kind of be a negotiator. But Qatar is trying to do that right now. Hey, that's an old school phone back in the Motown era. Boy. Little RESPECT. That was in yesteryear, though. Hey, if you want to drop your ballot, this is good. It's official ballot drop box, and your elections are safe and all that happy stuff. Don't believe all those election lies that Trump is going to say he loses, or the election was stolen every time he loses. That you can figure on. He's going to do that. All right, here Aldi. This is urban planning, too. I got a $5 coupon and all this. And this is my go-to store, but they're not open yet. They've been down for 6 or 7 months. What, Easter? 3, maybe 8 or 9 months they've been down. But they flattened the store and rebuilt from ground up. So this is the Van Born corridor. Van Born and Telegraph. That Citgo has good gas too. That's on the northeast corner of Telegraph and Van Born. So that's a good place too. That's more in my neck of the woods. This is just up the street. This was back on December 5th. This was a Tuesday. This used to be a Save-A-Lot grocery store. I used to come here every now and then. They had some decent deals, but they repurposed the place, and it's going to be part of the La Fontaine Empire. But I followed the Nextdoor app, and there was an entry or a thread here on the lights. That's the phone number, but some of the neighbors, or maybe it's probably not some, I think it's probably just one house that was complaining that the lights were too bright in the parking lot here at nighttime. And so they said the lights were look at the nice architecture, though. I like those posts there. There's my evil twin. Yeah. Well, kind of artsy here with the sign. This is fronting Telegraph here, but I'll make a loop around. Then there's an emergency tower here, so that's kind of security thing. Proud to be American, and the POW. This, when we had a tribute for Veterans Day, David Klein, I believe he's a member here at this post here, but I've always liked, they got a nice mural here. And then Vietnam for the chapter 267, I think. But yeah, it's, if you're, oh, they could put a mural up here. Look at that nice canvas right there. Then behind the post, they have the 5 branches of the military. That one's easy, Navy. And that one's easy, U.S. and the POW. That's Air Force, if you can read backwards. I think that's Coast Guard. Maybe POW again. Yeah. The wind was not blowing. It was a still day. They got a back 40 out here with a nice deck. So that would be nice in the summertime. But I think you have to be a member or have a member know you and say, hey, he's cool, we'll let you in. I've been in there once or twice, I think, on like a Veterans Day thing. So it might be open to the public, the general public, you and me type thing on Veterans Day. But look at the wall. And they have Neighborhood Watch, and the program is enforced. There's a phone number you can call. But yeah, the one street off of Telegraph is West Point. So I'm going to check out this lighting action. You know, just a little investigative work. I can do that because I live in the hood. And yeah, on that Nextdoor app, they were complaining about the lighting. They shouldn't complain about, they have a nice landscaping here with some nice pine trees and all that. That's great. And then they added a bunch of bushes and shrubs and Christmas trees. That's the line behind the dealership. So look at nice Christmas trees. I could see my evil twin having easy pickings here. No, don't even think about it. I'm just saying. But that's how my evil twin thinks. But anyways, here's the lighting. And it looks like it's pointed downward. It's that LED lighting. And, of course, if they have cars in the lot, and they probably should if it's a dealership, they're going to want to keep things under, keep an eye on things, have the eye in the sky. Look at these nice trees, though. Nice bristles. But, yeah, there's like 3 of these lights. I'm counting them down. But here's some of the houses, and it's probably one of these neighbors. Who knows? Not far from O.L. Smith Junior High or Middle School. I went to Stout, and Smith was a tough opponent, but along with Bryant. Anyways, here's the lights. There's 3 of them. That's number 2. Down there is number 3. And this is, of course, during the day. I'm going to have to come at night and see just how bright they are. But they'll have a service center area here. And what an empire here. There's another light there and another light there in the middle of the parking lot, and then a couple along Telegraph. So I'm pretty sure they're not complaining about those lights. So, All right, this is just an urban planning thing. I'm going to get to the bridge in a little bit. But here's more urban planning, the Village Plaza, which has been vacant and condemned since 2018. But we'll just give you an update. We all know what it looks like. But it seems like there's more and more windows that are getting broken again. So maybe there is that broken window theory, and that pretty much goes, if you see a broken window, chances are it's a vacant building. Nobody cares about it. And, you can get in. Here, though, wildlife here in the city, this is the Lower Rouge Parkway kind of area. The Lower Rouge runs behind here. And I tell you, every time I've come back here, I've seen the deer. They have a nesting area nearby, and some of the neighbors feed the deer. But they have a runway through the park, and with the river there, and they can bounce across the river and go to the other side. The golf course is right. Dearborn Hills Golf Course is just on the other side there. So a green area. But yeah, I don't know how many different ones I saw. That might be deer poop. So I made sure I didn't step in that. But I scared a few off one way and then a few off the other. This one might be a buck, but it only has horns on one side, maybe 3 points or 4 points on one side. Let's see. Can you make... Yeah, get close enough, and but they're pretty friendly, or not friendly. There's a buck. They're not too skittish. They've been around people enough. You can get close enough to get video of them. And eventually they'll get spooked. So there's some residential homes up here. But yeah, I might have seen like 5 deer. Yeah, that's the one with just horns on one side. So what happened there? Did he get in a scrap with someone else? Yeah, I was down by the river. But yeah, getting out with nature. But yeah, anytime I come down and go right behind Village Plaza, they're out here. So if you want to take your kids and just take a peek, they're here. They were checking me out. I was checking them out. It was, a little bouncing action there. You really see the white tail. Jeez, if I was Kid Rock, I'd be like, oh, where's my AR-15? Oh, Lord. Yeah, do you need that type of weapon to shoot deer, or what exactly does that AR-15 get you that you can't get with a regular rifle or a shotgun or a handgun? You need that AR-15? I don't get all that. I know it's in our Constitution, the right to bear arms, but I don't know how far it goes. Does that mean you have the right to bear a tank or a shoulder-to-air rocket missile, and you can take down a plane? Can you have one of those? Can you have a fighter jet? Where's the line? Or is it just a big gray area? But it scares the crap out of me. All right, Village Ford. There'll be some good news down the way on that, because I ordered up a Ford Maverick. Look at all the windows on the north side of the Village Plaza. Look at all these broken windows. So, and the adults at the City Hall or in Dearborn believe that it's youngsters getting in there. I can vouch that even older people get in there, because I got in there back in the spring when I first took note of this thing. And so I attended a few meetings. And, this building has been condemned. It's supposed to get demoed, but, they can appeal it, and lawyers, and it can get stuck in tape. Now it's like, who has to tear it down? Is it the city's responsibility, or is it the owner's responsibility? But there it sits. Nothing's happening. Since 2018, So yeah, I saw it on the Nextdoor app. Somebody brought that thread up. Like, what are they going to do with the building? So that's interesting. They're also concerned about Regent Court. What's going on there? So, all right. Let's see. All right, here's another mural. I'm in Southwest Detroit. I'm at the 20-minute mark. So, if I'll have to tell the people with the bridge to tune in. You can fast forward if you go to youtube.com and put in Spirit 2028 in the search bar. My videos will come up. That's my tag name, the word Spirit 2028. You can hit this video and just fast forward. Just move the cursor 20 minutes so you don't have to watch that other stuff. You can get right to this part. So there's gonna, look at this, nice candy here. But there's a meeting here. We're going to get a bridge update, which will be great. I can just sit back and listen to the announcer call the action. They had some poster boards up. We're going to get started here shortly. And yeah, this is kind of fun, though. The bridge is just, it's a gorgeous thing. And that's urban planning to a grand scale, too. Okay. Public meeting. This was meeting number 26. Okay, here we go.
You in the back?
Yep.
Good? Okay. This is our quarterly meeting for the month of December. We do hold these 4 times a year. Our next one will be in March, and our last one was in September. So today we're just going to walk through what we've been doing since September and give you an idea of the activities that will be coming up over the next 3 months. We will be doing a question period following the end of the presentation. If you do have questions, there are comment cards that were provided as you came in, and there's also some on the seats. So please write your question on the card, and once we open the floor to questions, a staff member will grab those and bring them up, and then we do project. When we're talking about the Gordie Howe International Bridge Project, we're actually talking about 4 different components. So the bridge obviously gets all of the attention, as it should. It's spectacular, as you've been seeing it grow in height. However, there are 3 other components, and this slide just provides renderings. So if you look at the upper right, that is the Michigan Interchange, which connects I-75 into the port of entry. Right below that is the U.S. port of entry, and then to the left is the Canadian port of entry. The bridge itself is a cable stay bridge. It will open with 6 lanes of traffic, 3 Canadian bound and 3 U.S., with a clear span of about a half mile with no piers in the water. So when we talk about the clear span, that is the part of the bridge that runs from tower to tower. In addition to that main span, there are 2 approach bridges on either side connecting the bridge itself into the ports of entry, making the total length of the bridge 1.5 miles. Once it's open, it will be one of the longest cable stay bridges in North America. The 2 main bridge towers recently reached their full height, and those are 720 feet high, which is roughly the same height as the middle tower of the Renaissance Center in downtown Detroit. The bridge also includes a 11-foot multi-use path for pedestrians and cyclists to use, and the use of this path will be free for pedestrians and cyclists. So if you're driving a car across the bridge, you do have to pay, but if you're walking or riding your bike, it is free of charge. Together, these 4 components are extremely complex and significant in size and scale, and it makes the entire project one of the most ambitious infrastructure projects occurring in North America. We're currently in peak construction, which will be running until through 2024. So at the heart of this project is a desire to provide a system of travel that makes it easy and seamless for travelers to get from point A to point B. The new transportation system addresses a need for efficient border processing capabilities, as well as highway-to-highway system connectivity, which will allow businesses and companies on both sides of the border to easily get their products to market and to ensure a robust supply chain. The goal is to create a travel corridor that uses technological advancements and makes cross-border travel simple and sustainable for all of our customers. A number of features have been built into the design of the bridge and ports of entry to support these efforts, including seamless border processing capabilities, system connectivity, and so on. The bridge will also include an extra wide lane to accommodate oversized vehicles and has integrated a paved shoulder to provide space for disabled trucks to pull over without affecting the flow of traffic. This will also provide the opportunity for potential expansion of traffic lanes if needed in the future. So on opening day, the bridge will open with 6 lanes of traffic, 3 in each direction. However, the entire bridge can support 8 lanes of traffic, 4 in each direction. And I will note that once that expansion occurs, it does not affect the operation of the multi-use path. That path will remain available for pedestrians and cyclists. To further reduce congestion delays when commercial traffic is heavy, we also have the ability to convert passenger lanes to commercial lanes through the use of flexible signage and also the inclusion of bi-level primary inspection lane booths. Dedicated processing lanes will be available for buses, along with a separate processing facility for pedestrians and cyclists to ensure their safety and avoid intermingling with the traffic. Opportunities for expedited processing will also be used through the acceptance of Nexus cards, e-manifest programs, and the availability of fast lanes. And a trusted traveler processing center will be located in Canada at the Canadian Port of Entry. Both ports of entry will use the extensive footprints available to offer the most up-to-date technology to provide efficient border processing capabilities. Advanced large-scale imaging technology will also be available to effectively verify goods traveling across the border, as well as processing of hazardous materials. And both ports of entry also include animal pens available on site to support the processing of livestock, along with large refrigeration units to support temporary storage for perishable foods. So moving into a construction update, work on the bridge is steadily progressing. For those of you who may be in the area, you may have noticed prior to the US tower reaching its full height, there were those large tower form boxes at the top of each tower that had murals on the 4 sides. We have been working with regional stakeholders to find homes for those murals. The art that was on the US side was created by a Southwest Detroit artist, and they have become quite iconic images in the neighborhood. So we're quite excited to have found new homes for them, and we will be making an announcement of who's receiving the artwork and hopefully finding prominent locations to display it in the near future. Both sides of the bridge have installed approximately 78 stay cables, which will eventually support the weight of the bridge and the trucks and vehicles that are using it. And there are a total of 216 stay cables to be installed, 108 on each side coming off of each tower. Right now, half of the road deck construction is complete as workers continue with steel girder and floor beam installation and concrete precast panel placement. The deck over the Detroit River is approximately 928 feet from the center of the Canadian Tower and 836 feet from the center of the US Tower. Construction continues simultaneously on the road decks extending inland that are connecting to the ports of entry. The shipping channel through the Detroit River will remain open during the duration of the construction with close coordination between the project team and respective agencies. And you may be wondering, when will the 2 sections actually meet in the middle of the bridge? In the middle of the river. That is anticipated to happen in mid-2024. At the U.S. Port of Entry, significant progress is continuing on the construction of all 13 buildings and structures that are all at various stages. Activities include interior and exterior building construction with drywall work, plumbing, and underground utility installations underway. Construction of the 36 inspection lanes is also underway with paving and grading work happening throughout the site. Similar activities are happening at the Canadian Port of Entry with construction currently underway on all 11 buildings and structures, again in various states of construction. Construction of the 24 primary inspection lanes and the 16 toll booths are also underway, and the team has also begun construction on the overpass bridge within the port of entry. So in Canada, all tolls will be collected on the Gordie Howe Bridge in Canada, so all tolling is handled across the river. For those of you who may be using the current bridge, it's basically the exact opposite. Where they collect all tolls in the US, we will be collecting all tolls in Canada. Next slide. Which the Michigan interchange, which for those of you who live in the neighborhood, this is probably the part that you're experiencing the most. The project requires significant construction activity along 1.8 miles of I-75, including the demolition and removal of existing infrastructure, reconstruction of select roadways and bridges, and construction of new project infrastructure. This work includes construction of 4 road crossing bridges, 5 pedestrian bridges, access ramps, and siphons. Work in this section is well underway, and the construction of the ramps from I-75 into the U.S. port of entry continues to be ongoing. And for those of you who are traveling along Fort Street, you're now traveling right under them, and they are massive. After looking at the renderings for 8 years, it was only actually last year when they were installed that I realized how big these are, so they're quite large. Next slide, please. Noise walls are being constructed along 3 sections of southbound I-75 to help mitigate highway noise for nearby residents, and these locations include Green to Waterman Streets, Dragoon to Junction Streets, Junction to Clark Streets. Construction of the noise walls began earlier this year and will continue into 2024. Once complete, the noise walls will range from 10 to 20 feet in height and will be approximately 8 inches thick. And barriers in some locations will integrate to existing and new structures such as ramps and pedestrian bridges. And the wall colors will alternate between a limestone pattern finish and various grays. So safety and security is a top priority for the project team on this project, both for our workers and also for the communities which are adjacent to us. This is just a friendly reminder that construction sites are considered private property, and entering them is dangerous and considered trespassing. As tower construction and construction over the Detroit River continues, on the Canadian side, there is a 46-meter exclusion zone along the Canadian shoreline to prevent boaters from entering the area. And on both sides of the river, the project team has safety boats monitoring the area and is working closely with local authorities to keep everyone safe. The Canadian port of entry and bridge site fall under a no-fly zone, meaning it is considered a no-drone zone by the Federal Aviation Administration. Our crews, regardless of which side of the bridge that they're working on, are working at heights, and unauthorized drones do put those workers at risk when an unexpected drone suddenly drops in right beside them. It can be startling, and if they are at extreme heights, it can also be extremely dangerous. So we do ask for their safety as well as yours. Please respect the workers and avoid flying drones into the work spaces. So moving into the community benefits plan, this is a unique component of a major international infrastructure project. And for the Gordie Howe International Bridge project, our community benefits plan has 2 components. One is a workforce development and participation strategy that focus on ways to engage local residents and businesses and vendors with the economic opportunities that are associated with the project. And then the second is a neighborhood infrastructure strategy, which is a $20 million Canadian fund split between the 2 communities, so $10 million for Southwest Detroit and $10 million for West Windsor, that are really focusing on a series of betterments that have been identified through community consultation. Just looking at some of the highlights for the workforce development and participation strategy. Since the start of project construction in 2018, the project continues to exceed the 20% local workforce goals that were set, with 42% of the nearly 11,000 individuals oriented to work on the project being local to either the city of Detroit or Windsor, Essex. More than 650 apprentices and pre-apprentices in Windsor and Detroit have been engaged to work on the project, and more than 275 local businesses in Windsor and Detroit have been engaged to provide goods or services to the project. And as well, about 330 students, co-op students from local universities and colleges have been hired by WDEA and DNA. And a number of events to further support the workforce development and participation strategy, including presentations with local students at University Prep Academy, University of Detroit Mercy, and Wayne State. We met with a number of different organizations, workforce agencies in both cities. The fund that I mentioned, we've also made great progress in implementing the nearly 40 initiatives that are currently underway. Some of our highlights include construction activities continuing through the Delray Home Improvement Program here in Southwest Detroit, the completion of the Malden Park Observation Area in Windsor, discussions with the City of Detroit to determine future cycling infrastructure investments in Southwest Detroit that are nearing completion. And we have also followed up with all of the organizations that submitted programming proposals to a recent call for proposals that occurred in the summer that will help us identify additional new initiatives that will be funded as part of the community benefits plan. We are in final discussions with those agencies and organizations, and we anticipate an announcement on that in early 2024. As well is, it is a large part of that $10 million fund here in Detroit. This program is a $4 million investment that offers $20,000 grants and repair services to homes within an eligible area. After 3 years and nearly 100 homes going through this program, we are coming up to the final days of it. All of the funds, the $4 million, will soon be fully expended. The program has invested to date $500,000 Canadian into more than 40 local initiatives in Windsor and Detroit. This initiative offers nonprofit and charitable organizations that are located in Sandwich and West Windsor. Both offices are open to the public between 10 and 4 every Tuesday and Thursday, and are staffed with project team members who can answer any questions that you have, or can at least track down the answer to some of your questions. So if you're in the area on one of those days and would like to meet with us, just wander in. We are able to accommodate appointments outside of those times. We just need some advance notice, so please reach out if something different works for your schedule. Complaints. Sometimes we get kudos too, so that's always good. There's a number of ways, in addition to the community offices, people are also able to call us on our toll-free number, which is toll-free in Canada and the US. We also offer the info at WD Bridge info account, social media. In addition to the website, our communications team is really active and do a great job in providing information on our social media channels. So especially relating to real-time information such as traffic information or detours, that's a great place to go. There's Facebook or Twitter. The communications team has also done a great job in bridges that are currently underway. Those will all be coming into service over the next year. And the 4 road crossing bridges are already in service. In terms of the target opening date, so the original contractual opening date was 2024. During the pandemic, BNA did a great job in making sure that the work continued to progress in a safe manner. We were very lucky with where the pandemic hit. The timing of it, if you can be lucky in a pandemic, in that the work was predominantly outside and it was naturally distant. So Bridging North America did have a 72-month construction schedule. During the pandemic, they did start moving things around. There have been ongoing discussions about what that actually means for the remainder of the construction. Obviously, the safety of our workers. Anyone else with a question? Okay. There's a number of us around, so don't be intimidated. We are all.
Alrighty there, you got your bridge update. That was like official, fancy-dancy, the whole kit and caboodle. That was 3-month updates. They say quarterly. So if that's true, and I'm figuring this out right, there'll be another update in March, because you go December, here is this one, so January, February, March. So I expect sometime in the beginning of March to have another update ready for you. So it's coming along pretty good here. God, that's exciting, and I like the bike lanes and the walking lanes. And it's going to face the north side. Yeah, we'll hear a little bit more about this. This is the interchange as it goes to I-75. Oh, they had some other maps here. This is great. Here, let's listen.
So you access the bridge basically at this point. This is the pedestrian process between buildings. You'll go through customs clearance, and then the path goes all the way along here, and at this point it goes up and then onto the bridge. So this green line that you see here is kind of the entrance to the bridge. So this is coming up the approach bridge, the pedestrian processing building again, and then you come along this side, and then it comes up, and then you're basically traveling along this side of the bridge.
Okay.
Which would be the north side, so you'll have a view of downtown. But that bike and walk lane's going to be just fabulous.
I see you.
Then I was running short on tape. I had like 3 minutes, the camcorder said I had, and I wanted to show the actual bridge. So I'm driving down there. Here I got to take a picture of a pink pig. At least it's not flying, right? Because something happens when pigs fly. I'm not sure what. This is Zug Island, which we need to promote more too. Zug Island should be like our tropical resort island. But yeah, here we're check the bridge out here. This is the current gig here, like, what was it, December 5th? So not too long ago. It's coming along nicely. Yeah, there'll be 3 lanes going each way. They could go up to 4 lanes, and the one there on the left will be the pedestrian and bike lane. Be there when they meet in the middle, or like meet you halfway, all those expressions and all that. And I just hope they're lined up right, because if they're, either left or right or up or down, they're off a little, it's not gonna work too well. So yeah, that's what I would just say. Make sure you're lined up perfectly. Looks like they're in line right now. Oh, and they got their own like security boat here. Thought it was like a tugboat, but that's a security gig there. While a rescue vessel also. And it's just like a big fan, and they're gonna light it up at night, and it's just really, it's gonna pop. I love these larger than life projects. I mean, I grew up with, in the sandbox, behind the house, behind the garage. So I didn't build anything elaborate like this. Usually I just have a bucket and like turn it upside down and then smash it later. But no, this is gonna stay up. They're gonna take down that tower thing on the Canadian side. That's artwork, and they say it's 40 feet high. That little tower thing that they kept raising as it rose to the 220 meters, they said, I think 720 feet. So right where the blue dot is, so it's just north of Zug Island, and we'll see maybe close to Fort Wayne. Gosh darn. Yeah, this is a public boat launch, but that's their rescue vehicle. And this is the Ambassador Bridge, and we have our bridge to nowhere. They started it, and they got that far, and then work stopped. So that was all a big show and go kind of thing. But heading downtown on 4th Street. Oh yeah, I get excited about the bridge. That's fun. I was going to stop at Green Dot, but the parking lot was just jammed. And then this caught my eye, some fancy dance. Oh, and that's the end of the tape. Folks, I got to switch tapes here. This is old school, but Not to worry. Okay, that tape is out. I got to put the next one in. It's seating. I'm going to press play, and we're good to go. Okay, so I got a 15 minutes or so of 5101. This is the last 4 digits of the phone number you're going to call if you want to check out the restaurant they have at Henry Ford Community College, the Culinary Arts Program. My mom and dad get a big kick out of this. My sister Anne Marie actually went to school here, and she was in the culinary arts. So this goes back many years ago, and so this was kind of an update. But that's their menu there, or part of it. The entrees are here. This was like the fall class. They were getting to wrap things up, and then they'll start up another course next year. I think it starts up near the end of January. So you can scan that QR code. I don't know if I'll show the full phone number, but 5101 is the last 4 digits anyways. They got beer too, if you want, and wine. And there's the instructor and the whole program. And I'm not sure. Henry Ford might be free to Dearborn residents. I'd have to check into that. I thought I heard something like that. I probably shouldn't say that until I really check it out for sure. There's my mom. She liked the, it was lamb or something. We had bread. The soup was awesome. And here's the steak. My dad and I got the same steak. Then Dad got dessert. And so did I. All right. Well, here's gas still at $2.77. So Michigan Avenue in Greenfield. So get here early and often. That's my parents' vehicle filling it up there. And it looks like it's pure gasoline. You don't have that 10% ethanol. So that's always good, because you get more efficiency and more power with the full pure gas. All right. There's our giant tire. And December 7th. So this is on a Thursday, and this is the first day of Hanukkah. And I want to learn more about the issues and whatnot and figure this one out. And I like when different, Jewish is kind of like a religion, but it's almost a nationality too, it seems. They have it there, but they celebrate their holiday, and I want to see, I like how different cultures or different people celebrate the holidays. So I want to see the lighting of the menorah. So here, I like the free parking here. So I'm floor number 7. You get a nice view looking from the from the south side of the parking lot. You can get a view of the Gordie Howe Bridge, the nice span there. I love that fan effect. And so that's even yet another bridge update here. But you get also with the Ambassador Bridge, you get 2 for the price of 1 kind of the deal. This used to be Joe Louis Arena, but look at this. They put up a hotel in its place here. And nice glass building. The church right there kind of makes it a little interesting in front. And the eye in the sky. Yeah, well, we'll see a bunch of security for sure. The David Stott building, thin, narrow building. We have some cool architecture for sure in Detroit. This, the Gar building, I just call it the castle. Now, this is alternating between green and red. Used to be strictly the building with the cherry on top, but now it can do all number of things. So green and red probably for the holidays. Or if you prefer, Merry Christmas. So, yeah, depending on what religion or nationality or whatever, yeah, let's celebrate all this stuff. The more the merrier. This is new. This is under a parking deck. They had like kung fu kind of martial arts. We have a competition between those Coney places. And I'm en route to, well, I made it now, to Campus Martius. And we have our nice Christmas tree with the star on top. And we have the mounted police in Cadillac Square. Yeah, we're going to do the menorah thing. So they had a stage set up, and I thought they were going to light it right at 5, like when officially the sunset, or 5:06, whatever. The sun sets early. But they have a presentation beforehand, so, and some dancing too. No, they had a countdown clock, and then I thought, okay, I got till 5:30. There's the menorah. There's Channel 4 News was here, and I was in position. Let's see, Channel 2 News was here also. Yeah, this was a big to-do. And a really tall guy there, and cookies. I didn't try one. I probably should have. But they had the big screen and some entertainment. It was a good cloud day, or good with the sunset. Oh, we've had too many clouds lately, actually. We need to see the sun more. Yeah, there's that tall guy. He should play basketball, just saying. But yeah, look at that cloud. I like the oranges. This used to be the Wayne County building. I'm not sure who's all in there now. Checker Bar. I've been in there before. That's an interesting place. And they had a Santa Speedo run. That was probably for the ladies. But that had already passed. That was the prior weekend. Here's the countdown. Yeah, so I was figuring 5:30. And I'll know for next year. This is the first time I've attended. I don't know who this guy is. He's a mascot for a semi-pro basketball team or something. Holy crap. What, they've lost like 19 in a row, or 20 maybe now? Oh, Lord. All right. Menorah and the D. And I think I know the artist that did the menorah. I think it's the Nordine brothers. I could be wrong, but they're into the metal, steel, and glass type sculpturing. Iconic. Okay, so welcome to the Arctic Zone. The hot cocktails, $13. Santa's Little Helper. Wow, that sounds pretty cool. Yes, indeedy. So they got that all going down here. And then donuts and the other stuff that maybe the kids might get into. But, yeah, there's a star on top. Yeah, it's a well-lit tree for sure. It is lit up. Then they have ice skating. Look at this little whippersnapper. He's like a junior Red Wing. At least the Red Wings are doing a little bit better. They're in the playoff picture. The Lions were in the playoff picture there for a little bit. Now it looks like they're fading at the most crucial of times. So we'll see. Maybe they can hang on and make the playoffs. Keep your fingers crossed, or whatever, all those lucky things that you have to do to make things right. Some people weren't wearing coats. I mean, it was a little chilly. I mean, it is... Oh, and the police now. Look at this. This is a new thing. They got four-wheelers. Whee! Those look like fun. So Cadillac Square, you can do a little shopping here. Again, they have the world's tallest or largest kettle. You can get the security people to take your selfies. Letters to Santa. I didn't bring my letter, but now I know where to deliver it. Look at this mailbox. Yeah, I have a long list. It might be more of a package than actually a letter. Yeah, they had music up on the stage, and actually you get a better view from the backside, I think. But because it started getting a little crowded once the presentation got started. But here's a guy playing with fire, and I don't know. Look at this. They're gonna light that thing, so they're gonna need some fire for that. But this was all like festivities to get the crowd warmed up.
Thank you. Happy holidays.
Same to you.
Yeah, she stopped ringing for a while, and I said, hey, I need to hear that bell ring. So, yeah, she obliged. That was nice. Shout out to all the bell ringers that do that volunteer type work. That's great. Here's the mounted police again. Big bear there here at the lodge, but you can't bring a video camera in here. That is off limits. People are drinking and carrying on in there and doing probably all number of festive things. I'm not quite sure what all that entails, but anyways, yeah, no camcorders. I get you probably can bring your cell phone and take a video with your cell phone, but yeah, no camcorders. Here at Cadillac Towers, there's only like 2 tenants, I was told, in that building, so it's kind of dark. This building they've done commercials from before. It's kind of triangular shape with that thing truncated at the end. But Juice, her shirt was kind of scrunched up, but there was like a counter protest, or not even really a protest, but it was some Jewish people that were for peace. They were into the ceasefire thing, and me too. Yes, indeedy. Holy crap. It's just going to destroy all of Gaza. Just flatten it. That's what the Israelis are going to do. Just totally destroy it, and then they're going to say, okay, we're good now. We destroyed Hamas. Now we're good, so everybody can go home. We've completed our mission. Holy crap. Meanwhile, here's the protest outside. Maybe we can read their shirts again. Yeah, how about peace? Wow, what a concept that is. But no, there's no money to be made with peace. When you're bombing away and all that kind of stuff, the military-industrial complex just loves all that. But yeah, nobody wants to do that resolution. That's too much thinking, you know. Anyways, folks, I'm going to have to continue this on the Local Yokels show, along with a fashion show that happened in Detroit near the train station. So watch Local Yokel if you get a chance also. But folks, thanks for watching. Hope you have a great day. Good night, or good night too.